is 3 contestants.
Okay, so anyone would like to join this evaluation contest? It's going to be fun. Let's recruit last minute contestants. What you're going to do is we have a test speaker for you. You're going to listen to a 5 to 7 minute speech, and then you are going to deliver a 2 to 3 minutes of evaluation. That's it. So anyone would love to join this fun event as a contestant? I guess I will know how many. Exactly. I like that spirit. So we'll have Howard here, we'll have Caleb here, and Claire, and I believe there's one more. Natasha is not here yet, right? Is it Natasha? Nikita? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Yeah, Nikita is the other contestant.
But she's not here yet. Caleb, can you type Nikita's name for me? Nikita? Is it like this?
Yep.
Okay, Ethan, are you joining the contest? Ethan, are you here with me? And Kara, why don't you join? You look very smart to me, so would you like to join and have some fun? Yeah? Yes. Yeah. We have a whole team of people here. Why not? And Ethan, are you here? Ethan? Oh, this Ethan is where are you, Ethan? So let me repeat. How many are there any floor candidates? Are there any more contestants apart from Howard, Caleb, Claire, and Nikita? Sure. Okay. So we have Howard, Caleb, Claire, but Nikita is not here yet. And is there a way we can contact Nikita to help make sure she's going to join? Let me explain what you guys are going to do. I'm not aware that you guys are not ready for this, but it's okay. So later on, the test speaker will be introduced, and the test speaker is going to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech. What you're going to do is all of you will be pulled into a breakout room, and you will have 5 minutes of preparation for your evaluation. And later on, you will be called upon to deliver your evaluation. Each evaluation is 2 to 3 minutes, as usual. That's it. ECP. Just like a usual speech evaluation. Anyone else would love to join this evaluation contest? Okay, we have more people popping up. Ethan, are you here? I'm looking forward to having you. Have some other like, I don't know, Serena? Serena is a guest. Okay. And Jolene, and I think I saw Jenya. Jenya, would you like to join as well? Yeah? Jenya,
Yeah.
would you like to join as a Michelle? You can join, yeah. But you are the chair, so it looks like I'm gonna take on a lot of roles, sure. I'm gonna replace Michelle. Okay, so Jenya, would you like to join?
I could try.
Yeah, give it a shot. It's going to be fun. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do not see Nikita, but I will still put her name here. And when we called her name, and if she's not here yet, then we will just assuming that she's going to drop out from the contest, just like that. Okay, so there's unfortunately no point in joining the business. I have a Georgia. Oh, I'm sorry, Ethan. So enjoy the show. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Final call. Are there any floor contestants? Are there any floor contestants? Are there any floor contestants? Okay, no. All right, the pool is closed. And we have these, okay, lovely friends here. My friends, I will make sure we're going to deal with this fast and efficient. What we are going to do right now is we will need to draw your speaking order. And to do this, I am going to use the spin. And I am wondering if I can share screen here, but let's see. And the last one is Jenya, not Jane. Jenya. And Claire, would you like to drop a message to Nikita? Okay, I hope you can see this. So do I have everybody's name here? Can you help double check? Yeah, okay, all good. So contestant number 1, here you go. Devin want to join? Okay, sorry about that. Then, hey, come on, my friends. Okay, try again. Who was the first one? I couldn't see it. All right, so we have Devin. Devin, are you sure? We're gonna, no more, okay, no more. That's it, no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, so are you sure, Caleb? All right, so, okay, the floor is closed. That's it, done, okay. Sorry about that, we try again. First contestant we have. Hey, Michelle, yeah, you can take over the MC role right after. Okay, and can somebody help me jot down the speaking order? So contestant number 1, we have Michelle. Caleb, can you help me type the speaking order? Okay, contestant number 2, we have no. Jenya, it is. Ooh. Okay. Contestant number 3. Who was that? Oh, Claire. Okay. We have number 4. Nikita. Okay. So number 5 now? I don't recall. Then next we have Caleb. I assume this is 6 or something. We have Howard. With that said, our last contestant is Kara. Okay, yay. We're ready. Okay, sounds exciting, everybody. And we have the timer. Angelina, would you like to use the raise your hand, raise hand function so that everybody can see you? Just want to make sure that you are here. And my friends, I am multitasking here. That's okay. Okay. And Angelina, yep, great. So let me briefly introduce the contest. Basically, I already said that. Later on, we are going to invite our test speaker, and so far nobody knows who the test speaker is. And the test speaker is going to deliver a 5 to 7 minutes a normal speech, kind of like a contest style. And everybody, you are allowed to jot down notes right now during the speech delivery. And then after the speech is delivered, you will be told regarding how long the speech was, or how long the speech will be. And then you will be pulled into a breakout room and you will have 5 minutes to prepare. And you can jot down notes, or you can later on refer to the notes, or you can choose not to refer to the notes. And with that said, we will need somebody to be in the breakout room with me. If not, I will do everything. That's okay too. But I will need somebody to text me that when one contestant is done. So I am going to see who can help me out. Maybe Patricia, if you are available, could you let me know that when it's one minute? But I cannot have to stay here. So I will need somebody to be in the breakout room to help me out. So anyone, you are free to help out here. Anyone here is free to help out? Anybody? You know, then I will use 2 computers. Things can be solved. That's okay too. So use 2 computers, no worries there. So you will be put into the breakout room you will prepare for your evaluation for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes is up, you're not allowed to type anything or write anything. What you can do is you can do mental rehearsal in your mind. That's it. Mental rehearsal is okay. And you will be called upon back to this main room according to this speaking order. So the speaking order has just been drawn. The first contestant is Michelle. Second contestant is Jenya. Third contestant is Claire. Fourth one is Nikita. I haven't seen Nikita yet. Fifth contestant is Caleb. And sixth contestant is Howard. Seventh contestant is Kara. So this is the speaking order. And each and every one of you will have 2 to 3 minutes to deliver your speech evaluation. And our timer, Angelina, I am going to explain the timing instructions, and please demonstrate your virtual background. And the minimum requirement for the evaluation is 2 minutes. So when you hit the 2 minutes, Angelina will show the green. And 2.5 minutes is going to be yellow. 3 minutes is red. And you will have 30 seconds as a grace period. And no overtime signal will be given. And if you are over 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. Or if your speech evaluation is under 2 minutes, you will also be disqualified. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? For those very experienced Toastmasters here. Pretty much that's it. And have I missed anything? I guess no. Yeah, so the test speaker will be introduced as the following. The speaker name, speech title, and speaker name. And for each contestant, you will be introduced as contestant number 1, your name, contestant number, not number 1. Contestant number, your name, and contestant number. So are we all clear about what we are going to do? Yeah? Type me a 1 in the chat if you're clear about my very brief introduction, or give me a thumbs up, give whatever signal you can. All right, thank you. Okay, to make sure everybody's, maybe, yeah, I guess everybody, you're okay. If you worry about the internet is not strong enough, feel free to switch off your video camera. If not, then that's okay. And at the end of the meeting, towards the end of the meeting, our special guest, Kin is going to give everybody an individual evaluation. Hi, Kin, thank you for being here. All right, I guess everybody, we're all set. And now I am going to, I cannot spotlight people. Who is the host here? We don't have host. Caleb, your host. Can you assign me as the co-host, please? Okay, I am the co-host. I am going to spotlight our timer just for easy reference for our key test speaker. And the timer and also our test speaker have been spotlighted. Our test speaker, Kemi, would you like to switch on your, yes, and then also your audio? Can you see the timer?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right. So
timer, it's gonna be like it's gonna be red, yellow, blue, red,
yes,
green.
Let's demonstrate the timing in Kemi. So Kemi, when you reach 5 minutes, Angelina will show green. When you reach 6 minutes, Angelina will show yellow. And when you reach 7 minutes, you will show red. And there will be no overtime signal for you.
Well, at some point you have to stop me if I go crazy, so.
Sure. Okay, so it looks like they request me to remove the spotlight so that they can see you bigger. So right now, I just want to make sure, Kemi, can you still see timer? Angelina, can you flash your background? Maybe green or red, so that, can you see the timer still, Kemi?
Yes, but it's kind of smaller or something.
Yeah, you're fine. You won't be disqualified no matter how long it is. But make sure you're within 5 to maybe 5 to 7.
Yeah, I got it. I see it. It's nice.
Okay, because I'm so busy, let me first check if I have all the judges here. Okay,
sure,
for
absolutely.
now, take a breather. So I have so many roles that I'm taking. So we have...
No problem. Take your time. I'm here.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, who is missing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think I need to set a test first. Give me one moment. All right. And so contestants, are you all ready? Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you are ready. And yay, good. And then judges have all been briefed. And as the chief judge, I am also ready. Okay, yay. So if everybody is ready, then may the contest begin. Okay, we have our test speaker, Cami V. Dare to live. Dare to live, Cami V.
Do you think about death often? I know this is not how you start the conversation, but for the past 3 years, death has become the key subject of my thoughts. And let me tell you my story of why. One morning in summer of 2022, I received an unexpected phone call. It was my parents. Cami, your grandma is very, very ill. She might not left much time. Would you be willing to come and see her? This news hit me like a bolt of lightning on a clear, sunny day. At that point, I hadn't seen my family in over 4 years, and I was fine with that. But the thought of not seeing my grandma, presumably for the last time, was unbearable. I didn't want to live with the regret of not being there for her, so I decided to come back. I admit, I was lucky. I got to spend 3 summers in a row with her by her side. But every time I left, I knew it could be last time. The last hug, the last smile. I try to cherish every moment. But the last summer, it was the last time. The last hug, the last smile. Just like that, my grandma was gone. Forever. It was hard. It was hard. At that moment, I felt like my life was trying to tell me something. My grandma has passed away. My dad's friend had died. My ex has been fighting cancer. My sister's classmate has got only 6 months to live, and just right before this new year, a good friend of mine announced she got a breast cancer. Why? Why is this happening? Why people around me are dying? Universe, what are you trying to tell me? Since then, death has become the main focus of my mind. Thoughts about dying and existential questions have occupied my whole being. And I started to question life again. I clearly did not want to die, but it was inevitable at the end. One day we all gonna die. Admitting to myself this simple fact was not easy. I needed it so much. Because acknowledging that one day I will be gone forever made me want to live my life. So I set myself up to find out how to live my life. As I searched for answers day after day, night after night, I stumbled upon this book that has changed everything for me. The 5 Regrets of the Dying. This book explores the most common regrets people have in their final days. Things they wished they dared to do. The things they wish they had dared to do. I wish I had dared to live a life true to myself, not the one that others wanted me to. I wish I had dared to express my feelings. I wish I dared to spend enough time with my loved ones. I wish I dared to let myself be happier. Being true to yourself, expressing your feelings, spending enough time with loved ones, and choosing to be happy. These were the things that truly mattered to people in their final moments. At the end of our lives, we won't regret what others thought of us. No, 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 no. We will regret the chances we didn't dare to take, the words we didn't dare to say, the life we didn't dare to live. We will regret us not doing, us not daring. Don't make a mistake. Ask yourself right now, what is it you wish you dared to do? What is it you wish you dared to do? Ladies and gentlemen, what are you waiting for? Dare to be you. Dare to express your feelings. Dare to be happy. So no regrets. My message is simple. Dare, dare, dare. Dare to live your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I would like, let me remove your spotlight. And I would like to ask Angelina, can you let us know the time used of the speech? How long was that? It's 7 minutes and 12 seconds. And in a moment, I am going to pull our contestants into a breakout room. And those who are in this room, feel free to interview Cami. I won't be here. And whoever here is interested in knowing more about Cami, go ahead and interview Cami. And I am going to ask, let me see, contestant. Everybody, can you rename yourself as contestant? Can you rename your contestant, your name, contestant number, or contestant number, then your name? so that it's easier for me to identify you, if that's possible. Thank you, Kara. And I think I'm missing Howard. Is Howard here? Howard just left, or what? I didn't see Howard here. Did I see Howard? Howard is not here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna pull you guys in the breakout room first, and please let me know if I have included. Howard is here. Howard is here, but I don't see his name. Contestant Howard. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'm going to put you guys in the breakout room first. You can continue your preparation. And then the rest. Okay. Thank you. So the rest, you are going to stay here for 5 minutes. And Angelina, I am going to also put you in the breakout room, and so that you can show the contestant 5 minutes as well. I will be in the breakout room. Sorry about my multitasking, but feel free to interview Cami. You guys in 5 minutes. Contestant, please join the breakout room. Angelina, please join the breakout room. Oh, I pulled the wrong, pulled David in, sorry. Caleb, where are you, Caleb? Caleb, you can just go there yourself. Okay. Angelina, can you join the breakout room? If not, it's okay. I will go. All right. See you guys in 5 minutes.
Okay. Anybody has any questions for Cami? No questions. I think that, Cami, what you say is super important, because I went to several funerals, and when I hear the family members say, I shouldn't spend more time, I shouldn't done this, I shouldn't done that, but the relative is already dead. And I'm happy that you had the opportunity to spend at least those final moments with your grandma. And this message that you have really teach everybody a lesson. The number one for me, family comes first. And number two, those moments that you create in your life, you're going to keep them with you. Like, for instance, if your grandma is gone, but those final moments, or the moment that you spend with her, you're going to keep those ones with you till the rest of your life. And that is the beauty of it. Because regardless, even when life is unpredictable, Cami, what it counts in life is those moments that you create and you have with the people that you love. Because even when the unpredictable hits, and I can tell you that when my mom was in her bed and she was about to die, we start remembering all the good things all the times that we spent together, because that's something that nothing, not even the unpredictable, can take care of. They can take away from you. They said that we only live once. I don't believe that. We only die once, but we live every day. And every day that we live, we need to spend and create moments with the people that we love, because at the end, that's what we take with us. And I don't know, a lot of people here, hey, you come to this world with nothing and we live with nothing. I don't believe that. Yeah, we might come to this world with nothing, but we live with all those moments that we create, and we build with the people that we love. And that's what is important in life. Continue building that way, there is no regrets. Regrets are the echoes or bad decisions. That's pretty much about it in my book. But excellent, and very, very touchy and motivated speech, Cami. Thank you for sharing that with us. Anybody else?
Actually, I was having a question if it's possible to drop here.
For sure.
You know, I know that there are a few subjects you don't touch, you know, and death, one of the topics, you know, you shouldn't mention, well, it should or shouldn't. But the thing is, like, I know that, but I feel like there is a need to talk about it, but at the same time, I was thinking of doing like, because it's hard and no one want to hear hard things, and I understand that, me too. Like, when someone like says, hey, you face it, I don't like that, right? We resist it. But the question is, do you think that mix it up like with, like, I know it's important, like subject death, but the humor is important, or making it like something like it's laughing about myself at certain points, so it is making ironic about myself or something. Like, do you think it's important, or as an audience would you say that you wanted to like lose that tension a little bit, because the topic is hard, it's tense, you know, the whole speech is quite tense, there is no moment of like laughter. So my question is, would the audience want to lose that tense, you know, to make it a little bit lighter,
Well,
I guess?
I think that it's important who's going to be your audience. That's the number one thing that you need to know. Who is your audience? Because every audience is going to react differently, right? But even when you have a young audience here, maybe the message to the young audience, like I was talking with my son, it's important to start creating conscience in people even when they're young. Because like I was telling my son, when you turn around, you're going to be 20. When you turn around, you're going to be 30. When you turn around, you're going to be 40. And guess what? It is a fact, right? And you have to build character. You have to build all that. Be conscious that, hey, you might don't want to spend time with your grandma. Oh, let's go to see your grandma. Whatever. Yeah. And those are moments that you never know. And I think for me it's okay, but maybe you want to start with a little bit of humor and then just go through the transition. But when you have a message that's strong, it's sometimes hard to put some humor in something that is that serious, right? But you can start with some humor, and then from there just start high, just at least to get everybody involved, and then just continue with your speech, right? But otherwise, I mean, like I say, foresee the audience that you have and try to use a speech that maybe might be in a way more suitable for that audience. I'm not telling you that it's not for this audience, because the message, I think that is not nothing wrong with you sending that message or able to create constant. Man, I maybe want to go and actually take the initiative to invite my mom or my dad for an ice cream, right? Do it the opposite way. Or spend more time with my grandma. Because again, those are the moments that you create right now, that's the key. Like my wife and I, we always say every time, even if we go out for sushi or whatever, it's a moment that we're creating, and that's going to be part of your life and what you're taking with you. But that's the way I see it. Maybe some other audience see it in a different way, but it's important. But at least I'm glad that you had that opportunity with your grandma, because it's valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing insights. It means a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Anybody
that.
else? Come on, share.
Amy, did your grandma have words of wisdom for you? Did you have a conversation?
You know, it was the time we spent. And she said, like, I watched the video. It was like an interview, something like that. And she was saying that it's like it's in my language, and if translated, it would sound a bit like you have to, like you must enjoy each moment and find the taste of it, of each moment. And I was watching that interview, and I totally forgot about it, you know. And I was just recently, there was video, and I was like, wow. And it was the final words. She's just saying, like, try to find the taste, like the taste of each moment. and enjoy it. I was like, that makes sense, you know? And yeah, I wrote it down and hang it on my wall. I have, you know, these stickers. So just like every time I would sit next to my desk, I'm like, oh, you need to, you know, enjoy and find a joy in this particular moment that you are in, that we are in right now. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful. If we truly try to find, right, like whether it's with your kid, with your wife, you know, with your husband, with like, even doesn't matter what's happening. So that was the something that she shared. Yeah.
Okay,
Did you see how you smiled and how happy you felt right now? So that's the hard part. There's sadness, but there's happy, but you gave her respect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sorry to interrupt. We are ready to continue. Cami, I hope you all have fun chatting with Cami. I have a problem. I made a very silly mistake. I clicked left the meeting. So I left the meeting. When I come back, I've lost the host ability. So I cannot go back to the breakout room. I know Caleb's dad is here, Dave. Caleb's dad, could you go and tell Caleb to come out to this main room so that he can assign me as a co-host again, so that I can pop over to the breakout room again. So, David, Caleb's dad, if you have heard my so-called instruction, could you unmute yourself and let us know, are you here? If not, then maybe we can have Claire's mom. Could you go inside the room and tell Claire so that Claire can inform Caleb to come back to the main room and reassign me as the co-host. Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry about this, because once I left the meeting, I lost the co-host. Yeah, and let's see. I see Claire's mom gave me a response. So I hope Caleb knows how to get back out to this main room. I assume yes. So Michelle, while we're waiting, you just be fair, you can keep preparing for your evaluation. And I don't have Caleb's number, so sorry about that.
Susanna, I have a quick question. Since I was
Sure.
supposed to be contest chair, am I supposed to like introduce people, or is someone else supposed to?
Yeah, I'm working on your role because you suddenly have become a contestant. So that's why I am the contest chair and I am the chief judge. Yeah, that's okay, Michelle. If you want to be a contestant, enjoy being a contestant. Okay, I am go back to the breakout room. Michelle, don't start yet. Okay, let me join. All right. Okay, now I am the co-host. So Caleb, you may go back to your main room. No, sorry, go back to your breakout room. Good job. Good. Okay. All right. Let's wait for a couple of seconds to make sure Caleb is back. Caleb is back. Okay. Sorry about that. So we are going to start our first contestant. Michelle, let me spotlight you. Michelle, would you like to unmute yourself? And Angelina, please use your raise hand function because looks like you are not. Yeah, perfect. Michelle, can you unmute yourself and let me know if you can see the timer and if you can hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
All right. So Michelle, 2 to 3 minutes of evaluation. Contest number 1, Michelle. Michelle, contestant number 1.
Cammy, dare to live. Now, this speech was emotional, and yes, I think it was very good. And today I will be breaking this evaluation up into 3 portions: what you excelled at, what you may want to work on, and what you may want to challenge yourself on. So to start off, we'll be doing what you excelled at. I think you excelled mostly on vocal variety. Now, when you were using vocal variety, you would slow down when talking about a sad area of the speech, such as like deaf and your grandma's deaf, and high pitch in like desperate moments, like what I've noticed, like having like a emotional breakdown over the death of people that you have known in your life. And for hand gestures, that's something you also excelled at. I could see your hand gestures very clearly. And for clarity, you were very clear about what you wanted the audience to take from the speech, which is dare to live your life. And awareness of your audience. You seemed very, very comfortable with your audience members, since death is always a sensitive topic that people will talk about to their close people. So personally, that made me like feel like I was your best friend, and it gave me a sense of security and that I could trust you. Now, some things you might want to work on is I noticed you had excessive pauses, like really long pauses and stutters. It seemed like you were forgetting parts of your speech, and if that ever happens, I think to improve or like patch up the problem, you can just improvise to fill up the gaps in your speeches whenever you're forgetting a line. Like, Johnny ate a bowl of spaghetti, and if I forgot that, I would just say, Johnny ate a bowl of pasta, or something like that. Now, something you should challenge yourself on, I think, is probably eye contact, because I noticed that instead of looking at the camera, sometimes you would be like looking over there or over there, like somewhere we can't see. And you're not talking to the air, you're talking to us. And that's all. So thank you for listening, and I'll be giving this back to Susanna, I believe, if she's here.
Yes, I am here. Angelina, 1 minute on the clock, please, for the judges to mark the ballot. Virginia, we are on the 1 minute of silence.
In your speech, which was titled Dare to Die, you started off with a great hook, which was you started off with your struggles in your life and how everyone is in like critical condition, which is really tough for everyone. It's not easy. And you made your struggles into a motivation for others in this speech, which was great. You were very comfortable, even though it was a very sad topic. It might be challenging for you to mention it in public or with others, but your vocal variety and your comfort level with this topic was really great, because how tough we could imagine how tough it could have been for you. You had so my evaluation today will be divided into 3 parts: what you excelled at, what you could work on, and something you could challenge yourself. As I mentioned before, you were very comfortable with your speech and the topic. You had great vocal variety. I mean, you had a very high tone when it came to like the emotional part. You had like a low tone, and you had a very high tone when high voice is the right word, I think, when you were motivating. So that was great vocal variety. And you also had great hand gestures. You were moving your hands, which was really relatable in a very nice, in a really relatable way. But something you could work on would be your eye contact. At the start of the speech, there wasn't a lot of eye contact with the audience. I mean, it is very tough to maintain eye contact with such a sad and touching topic. And also, it's sometimes scary to like look at the audience while talking, but that's something you could improve on. And something you could challenge yourself on would be to stand up. Standing up would just make you make your hand gestures and just physical body gestures more visible. But overall, it was a great topic. It was very touching and an inspiring speech. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Virginia. Angelina, 1 minute for the judges to mark the ballots. Okay. All right, so contestant number 3, Claire, please unmute yourself and let me know if you can see the timer and if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can see the timer and I can hear you clearly.
Wonderful. Contestant number 3, Claire. Claire, contestant number 3, stage is yours.
Imagine holding an hourglass in your hand, watching time slip away slowly. Today's speaker invited us not to fear the sand, but to feel it. Ladies and gentlemen, contest chair and Kami. Today, my evaluation will be divided into 3 parts. First, what you excelled at, what you may want to work on, and what you may challenge yourself with in future speeches. Right off the bat, Kami, I loved your storytelling skills, especially vulnerability and pauses. When you mentioned the last hug, the last smile, it was like the audience's heart sank. That hit you as a bolt of lightning and also touched our hearts. You drew us closer and closer into your story. And our audience, who likely had similar experiences, were able to connect. Secondly, I loved your internal dialogue and thoughts. For example, why? Why are all the people around me dying? By drawing us into your internal feelings and thoughts, you make us connected to your speech and understand why you are so overwhelmed by the topic of death. This further connected your speech to our audience. Like any meaningful journey, these were moments that shone, and a few spots where the path could be made even clearer for your audience. Firstly, I would love to have seen you stand up. You could have taken us through the journey of your experiences with death. For example, you could have started off at the right side, your past experiences, bringing to the center your present experiences, and then to the far left, what you entail in the future, how you hope to change. This spatial anchor will further connect us to the storyline of your speech. Second, I would love to have seen more hand gestures, as well as a louder voice at certain points and a quieter voice at certain points. You had a powerful grit in your voice, but the projection would further be amplified if you stood up, further back, came forward at the vulnerable moments, and shown your frustration with a loud, booming voice. This would have further allowed the audience to feel your emotions. Finally, I have one more recommendation for you to challenge yourself with, which is the usage of a metaphor of an hourglass to represent how we live knowing time is slowly slipping away. For example, you could have said, in that summer, I realized we're all holding an hourglass, some too distracted to even notice the sand falling. This would have further connected us to your speech and allowed us to understand the purpose. So to summarize, I loved how Kami used storytelling skills and internal dialogue. But by focusing more on standing up, hand gestures, and vocal variety, as well as a metaphor of an hourglass, I'm so confident that Kami will connect us more powerfully to dare to live. Contest chair.
Thank you, Claire. Angelina, 1 minute on the clock. Yes. Thank you, Angelina. So our judges, Nikita cannot make it to the contest, so we will jump to contestant number 5. All right, so Caleb, can you unmute yourself and let me know if you can see the timer and if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can see the timer and hear you clearly.
Perfect. Contestant number 5, Caleb. Caleb, contestant number 5. The floor is yours.
Dare to live. Cami, congratulations on tonight's wonderful speech. You shared with us an incredible deep topic about your reflections on death and how you learned and grew from your grandmother's death. Tonight's evaluation will be divided into 3 parts. First, what you did well. Second, what you could do to improve. And lastly, what you could do to challenge yourself. First off, what you did well. You used a powerful story. You drew us into your speech almost immediately. And when you talked about your grandma and said, "This may be the last time I see her," you paused. You gave us time to reflect on every word that you said. Secondly, when you describe pain and frustration and things relating to the death of your grandma, you used facial expressions that conveyed that meaning very clearly to our audience and further engaged us with your speech. And lastly, you gave us a powerful message at the end. Dare to dream. Dare to live your life. Now I will move on to what you could do to improve. The first tip that I have for you is simply to stand up. You'll feel a lot different and you will feel a lot more energy coming to your speech. And that vitality and energy will be transferred right back to you, the audience. Number 2 is I challenge you to start with a story. What if you started your speech like this? It was 2022 when I got a call from my parents. Cami, your grandmother is sick and she might not be able to live much longer. Now, by starting with a story, you were able to draw in the audience a lot more. And instead of starting with something like, today I'm going to talk to you about death, and this may not be the best way to start the speech, you don't really have to say that. You can simply start by jumping straight into the story. And also talk about maybe a little bit how you were before the experience with grandma and then how you were after the experience with grandma, because this will help us to further see how grandma changed you. Now, finally, to challenge you, I challenge you to limit your pauses. You had a wonderful dramatic pause each time that you gave us a very dramatic part of the speech. For example, your grandma dying or something happening. But sometimes you also pause for a long time when you were delivering a non-dramatic part. And this tended to sometimes detract from the original speech. And I personally had the same problem of pausing too long when I would give a speech. And therefore, what I challenged myself to do is to simply read through the speech first, just going at a normal pace, and finally starting to slow down at the dramatic points. This is my evaluation for your speech. Cami, congratulations on an incredibly well-delivered speech, and I hope to hear your speech the next time. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Caleb. Angelina, 1 minute. Howard, we are on 1 minute of silence.
Wait, what?
We're on 1 minute of silence, so after 1 minute, I will introduce you.
One minute has passed.
Thank you. And Howard. Howard, can you unmute yourself and yes, and okay, and switch on your video. That's beautiful. And I suddenly cannot, oh, I can't spotlight you. All right, good. So Howard, can you confirm that you can see the timer and you can hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. Where the timer, I do not see it. I do not.
Can you see
I
the
see the
green
timer.
light?
Yes,
All
I see.
right, perfect. Okay, so contestant number 6, Howard. Howard, contestant number 6, stage is yours.
All right. So after listening to your speech, it was truly fantastic for me. To me, it was a very hard topic, and I've actually heard very little speeches too. So I would like to start off by complimenting the information inside your speech. It was very in-depth and with multiple personal accounts that really made it more engaging to both the listener and to all of us contestants. Next, I would also really like to compliment the fact that you had an amazing way of using the tone of your voice. You were able to fluctuate through a low, sad tone or a happy, high tone, meaning that you're able to convey your information more clearly to all of us and to all of the listeners here. But I believe there's always room for improvement since nobody is ever perfect. Of course, first of all, I believe you struggle a bit with crutch words, which is something we've been talking about in our class. There are words such as and, is, or, and sometimes those crutch words will reduce the quality of your speech. So when I listened to your speech, I noticed that you had a couple crutch words in there, notably and some awkward pauses such between your speech. That might have made it a little bit harder for us to understand and a little bit more hard for us to listen to your speech. Also, after listening to your speech, it might just be me, but I believe there's no definite plot or conclusion to your speech. Of course, it was quite moving with lots of personal accounts, but I did not see a structure to the speech. I did not see a structure as to what you were trying to convey, and I did not see a clear plot in what you were trying to say. So I believe through these points, you should be able to, if you follow my advice, you may be able to, improve your speech skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Howard. Angelina, thank you. 1 minute on the clock.
Hello, should I just get started?
Oh, we are enjoying the 1 minute of silence, and I will introduce you. Yeah, no worries.
One minute has passed.
Thank you, Angelina. And now I'm spotlighting you, Kara. Kara, could you unmute yourself and let me know if you can see the timer clearly and you can hear me clearly?
Yep, I can see the timer and hear you.
That's perfect. Contestant number 7, Kara. Kara, contestant number 7. Sorry, what did I say? Contestant number 7, Kara. Kara, contestant number 7. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Hello, Cami. I'd like to congratulate you on a rich, emotionally impactful speech. You did a fantastic job, and today I'd like to first point out some of your speech's greatest strengths and then talk about areas where you could improve. First of all, your speech was seeped in vulnerability in the best way possible. Firstly, you decided to talk about a personal topic, which requires a ton of courage. But not only did you choose this personal topic, you also delivered your speech about the topic in a way that was vulnerable and where your emotions were shown through your facial expressions and your vocals. During speeches, a lot of the time speakers can tend to be closed off and it can be really difficult to let your emotions show. And so allowing your emotions onto your features really made your speech feel more personal to the audience and helped capture and keep their attention. Additionally, another one of what I believe is one of the hardest things in a speech is just being able to pause. And you did a fantastic job at pausing and giving plenty of opportunities for the audience to soak in the emotion of your speech. And this is something that can feel really frightening and as though you should always have to be doing something, but you were able to take a step back and let there be silence in your speech and just use your facial expressions and body to convey the message. So I'd like to applaud you for this great talent. Moving on to the things you could improve, I just noticed two pretty minor things. For one thing, I noticed that you had some pauses, and while they were very good, I think just a few of them were in places where they weren't completely necessary. For example, you said during one part, on a clear, sunny day. And this is just one instance where I feel like a pause between the words clear, sunny, and day isn't completely necessary. And I believe that minimizing pauses like this, if at all possible, in order to better highlight the most important pauses, would be beneficial. The other thing I noticed was that I loved that you connected your dark thoughts about death to some concrete events that occurred in your life. However, I would have loved it even more if you also connected the changes you might have made in your life upon discovering that you should approach your life with the attitude of dare. By having concrete examples, this would just make your speech come together even more. Overall, you were fantastic, and I look forward to seeing you improve even more. Great job, Cami.
Thank you, Kara. Angelina, could you put 2 minutes on the clock for the judges to finish marking their ballots?
The minutes have passed.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to pull the judges in the room for those who have not finished the ballots. And so our judges, for those who have not finished the ballots, please go to the breakout room. And Angelina, I will see you in the breakout room as well. And now we can pass the stage to Kin. Kin, if you are ready. So I know we are over time, definitely in the contest, but Kin is here to give us very thorough feedback, individual feedback. For those who want to stay behind, feel free to stay behind. And for the judges, please do not leave the contest yet. I'm sorry. You have to wait for me to come back. And yeah, so Kin, I guess you're ready. So the floor is yours.
All right, fantastic morning and evening to everyone in the room. Now, thank you, Susanna, for trusting me with empowering the next generation. That said, since it's one thing to evaluate just one test speaker, it's something else to evaluate 6 contestants. So if there's any point, that I didn't catch, please forgive me. Okay, I'll just give my general impressions first before I go deep into each of the contestants. Now, first off, some of the things I noticed in general, I thought all of you were very attentive, especially with regards to body language and delivery. At the end of the day, this is what's easy to see. It's what's easy to hear, right? In terms of vocal fluctuation or using the camera, thinking about staging. And while this is important, do remember also that the impact of a speech is not entirely based on delivery. We need to think about content as well. And so when we think about an evaluation or a speech evaluation, there's a lot more value in thinking about what's missing that would really help the speaker elevate that speech to the next level and create impact. So while, and I think this is something that perhaps Kami would agree, I think she saw that every contestant talked about vocal variety and body language. However, creating impact from the content of the speech, either how it's delivered or how it's arranged or what's missing in there that would make that difference, right? So that's it. I thought all of you were structured in the way that you evaluated. You gave specific examples, most of you at least, and you gave demonstrations as well of how you can, how the speaker could apply that feedback. Okay, so I'm going to go into speaker by speaker. Now for Michelle, I thought you had a good analysis of the delivery. You talked about the impressions and the feelings that you got. And for a speaker to receive that feedback is important because how you feel is going to be different from how everyone feels. And the speaker never really knows how we feel. She only knows what she said, right? So that was well done. You also went deep in, you could consider going deeper into how the structure and the story supports that message, giving recommendations that are specific. If you can demonstrate the recommendation, it will make the big difference to how the speaker will receive that impact, right? And don't forget to be additionally encouraging. Now, I recognize for, okay, anyway, I'll move on, right? So for Janya, you were encouraging, you were motivating. On that note, I thought that you could give us more specificity in terms of, for example, why was the vocal variety good? I mean, you mentioned low tone, emotional, high voice when motivating. So you told us what was done, and you told us that was done, but tell us, how does that really impact? Why does that relate? Is it that when you go lower and emotional, it allows us to feel that soft side and emotionally resonate? So you're missing that last part to explain why what was done was good and how it can impact in the future, right? Do spend a little less time on setting up and jumping into the meat of your evaluation. See if you can spend a bit more time in the depth of analysis. Because when you do that, then we really understand the nuts and bolts of what was done, why it was good, and how it can be further applied. For Claire, I thought Claire demonstrated very strong analysis, and she demonstrated, I think, most clearly how the feedback can be applied, especially when you talked about the staging. You showed how on the camera, you do this, and you go move here, and then you go there. So again, that step-by-step demonstration was impactful, it was clear, and it was specific. You were also very encouraging with your feedback. One area to consider, I'm not sure if the metaphor being provided at the end as a conclusion would connect more as opposed to make the audience go back into a reflective mode as opposed to a feeling mode, which is what you want to do in an evaluation. Typically, how we move the audience is to get them first to think, and after you've shifted their thinking, get them to feel so that they want to apply that thinking. So using a metaphor which then requires a bit more brain power at the end might not be as effective as using a metaphor somewhere in the speech and then to conclude with a direct, clear feedback. So that's just some thought about that recommendation. For Caleb, again, your strength is in analysis. That's something you know how to do. You explain how to apply the feedback. You demonstrated that very clearly as well. I thought, though, Caleb, that while your evaluation was technically very sound, I would love to have seen more encouragement. Not that you don't have good feelings, but again, it's about daring to express your feelings, just like what the speaker said. So dare to be more free, more encouraging with the feedback that you give. I think that would be, again, a feather on the cap. For Howard, you explained what was done well, but halfway through the evaluation, you seem to trip up. And after you tripped up, I think you realized that you tripped up, and then the nerves took over, and maybe the blood stopped flowing, or you forgot to breathe, right? So remember to breathe and just relax. Think about this as a conversation where, again, you're there to deliver value to the speaker. So remember to explain what you mean by, for example, you didn't see the structure of how that led to a conclusion. Right? Maybe explain more clearly, like, what is it that you didn't see, or what is it that you needed to see that would have made it better? So that becomes a specific recommendation that the speaker can take home. And yeah, don't forget to motivate a little bit more. I think you can do that, right? Okay, last bit, Kara. So Kara, I thought you provided fairly deep analysis, and you actually did talk about this one point that the rest didn't, which was the where you ended up. Because in the story, you did point out that Kami brought us through that journey of the pain and then the struggle and then the book, but you didn't talk, and yeah, the speaker didn't talk about, but so how did she change? How did she apply that? And as I understand, or at least as I picked out, you seem to be the only one to pull out that point. And that was very good analysis in looking for what's missing. You were able to explain and also demonstrate how to apply that feedback. Some feedback for you, do consider relaxing. I think towards the end, it was probably time pressure, and you started to feel a little bit stressed, like, oh no, how am I going to say this? And yeah, so it wasn't quite as clear. Do consider you can be a little bit more direct with regards to pulling out the points that you want to say. I recognize that while we want to be sympathetic, and sometimes trying to tiptoe and find the right words may result in us beating around the bush, I think if you've established that what you're trying to do here is for the speaker's benefit, feel free to be direct so that you don't have to sort of beat around the bush and find yourself in time trouble. Now, in summary, again, I thought all contestants did very well. I was pleasantly surprised by the level of evaluation and feedback. I look forward to seeing all of you just, how should I say, trust yourself and shine. Because at the end of the day, like Kami said, dare to express your feelings, dare to say what needs to be said, dare to live your life. And all of you have so much value. Dare to give it to the speaker. I look forward to seeing all of you again shining. Back to you, Susanna.
I got a feedback that Kin, did you miss Howard?
Did I miss Howard? Did I miss Howard?
No, you talked about me. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, Kin, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And when you see me meeting the results already, first, thank you, Kemi, for being our test speaker. And thank you, everybody, for being here. For those who are staying behind and waiting for the results, yeah, the results are going to be ready. And Ethan, your hand is up. Would you like to say a few words, or what is it? Yeah.
Wanted to make sure that everybody was still here by the time because I wanted to say something at the very end, but I wanted to make sure everybody would still be here after you said everything you needed to.
Okay, so I will make sure I call you upon to the stage for, give you like a minute or so. Is that what you want? Or you want to deliver your speech right now? Okay, then. Okay, first I would like to announce that there is one-time disqualification. There is one-time disqualification. And the results are as follows. Yeah. Drum rolling, please. Our third place winner is our last minute sign up. Kara, congratulations for coming third. And our second place is Caleb. Hey, it's not moving, is it? Is it moving? It's not moving. Why is it not moving? Come on. Okay, Caleb. Why is it not moving? Let me pause the. It's not moving. Why? Okay. Something is not right here. Caleb, I have to make sure I show you. Okay. Can you see the certificates? Okay, Caleb, congratulations. And last but not least, our winner of the year who will represent the club to compete in the next round is Claire. Congratulations. Yeah, everybody, you've done a great job. And thank you for taking up this challenge. I'm sure everybody who is here has learned a lot from you all, even I myself has learned a lot from you, and thank you for giving me this great challenge to do almost all the roles here. But that was a wonderful experience. So let's give our all contestants and all our winners a big round of applause. That's a great achievement, a great fun. And thank you everybody for being present. And now I'm going to pass the stage to Ethan to say whatever he wants to say.
Thank you, Susanna. So I wanted to take this opportunity to mention that today will probably be my last. In fact, today was effectively the last day I'll actually be able to attend FLGC. Sad, right? I was one of. I've been here for the last 4 years, and I wanted to use this opportunity to express my gratitude that FLGC exists in the first place. Because without it, I would not be as good of a speaker as I am. Now, probably some of you probably will be wondering what I'm going to be doing after today. I will be going the Devin and Kevin route, if you guys know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's otherwise known as going to Stanford. But anyways, that's what I want. That's why I wanted to take the opportunity for this next minute to again say that FLGC has helped me learn quite a lot, and I will always remember this club. However, if you guys do want to contact me in the future for any reason, like I know, didn't you guys bring back Selena at one point for a workshop? If you guys want to do that with me in the future as well, you can contact me at my Stanford email, which is in the chat, which I just pasted into the chat, as you can see there. So I guess feel free to talk to me on using that email account, because I'll probably check it more often in the future.
Wow,
End of my spiel. Yeah, end of my spiel.
Congratulations, Ethan. Yeah. We will
Thanks.
miss you too. I've seen you grow when you were a kid, and then now you're going to the college. And say hi to the twins. And thank you so much, Ethan. FYI, I'm not the chair here, and I would like to pass the control to Claire, our Madam President, right? Claire, are you still here? Where are you, Claire? Claire, yeah. Thank you, Claire. Stage is, please take back the stage.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Susanna, and thank you everyone for a great evaluation contest. I know, Miss Susanna, you took on a lot of roles today. So thank you for bearing with us and taking on all of those roles and ensuring everything went smoothly. And of course, thank you to Mr. Kenning for a very great evaluation of our own contestants. I'm sure our contestants learned a lot from your evaluation, and thank you all for staying behind, even though I know we went a little bit over time today, but thank you all of our contestants and our guests for staying behind and watching the contest. And of course, thank you to our guest speaker today, Kami. You had a wonderful speech. It was very heartfelt and touching, and I'm sure really connected with our audience. And we are so glad to have heard your speech and been able to evaluate it. And of course, our judges, thank you to all of our judges for staying behind and giving us wonderful judges and being able to judge and evaluate our speeches. So we really appreciate everyone's efforts for tonight's evaluation contest. And I just want to say that everyone did a great job. All of the speeches I watched were amazing, and I learned a lot from all of your evaluation speeches as well. And in addition to that, Ethan, we will miss you a lot. We hope you have a great time at Stanford, and we hope that you will visit us back at FLGC a lot and potentially host some workshops with our other graduating seniors in the near future, because I'm sure FLGC will not be the same without you guys. All right, and with that being said, does anyone have any questions or comments? Okay,
I want to say,
yes.
yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for inviting to your meeting, whatever you call it. It was great because like to see perspective from you guys growing young, you know. It is so much different from what I hear from, you know, like from my club here around in China. So I'm so grateful that I had a chance to meet you all. You are beautiful souls, and I hope that you know, you're gonna enjoy each moment, you know, and yeah, that's, and be yourself. Yeah, trust yourself and live your life. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. So we're gonna call it a day. I'll call it a night, Claire.
Yeah, again, a big thank you to everyone. We don't want to hold you guys on any longer, but just as another reminder, I believe William mentioned this before. He might have sent an email. If you guys are interested in volunteering, for the, I believe it's the National Speech Evaluation Contest, there is a spreadsheet where you can sign up for some roles, so you can get some experience with like the process of hosting it, and there are some like training meetings that you might have to attend, but I'm sure it's a great experience, and William, and I know maybe Caleb and some of our other FLGC members have volunteered at these types of contests as well. So I will likely send out another email about that. Yeah,
And all the best for your next round of contest, Claire. Last year you came third. This year, okay? Keep going. Thank you, everybody. See you guys next time. Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.